Welcome everyone to the lovely Worldwide Technology Raceway here in picturesque just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm James Watson, joined by William White and Dave Huckleberry for the next round of the Mark Robilas Photography Grand National. Qualification is underway as we speak, but I'm going to come to you, William, and what are you looking forward to for tonight?
Looking forward to an interesting one. We're obviously not at the traditional oval, not a cookie cutter by any means. It's a mile and a third, so just short of your regular oval distance. The championship battle still heating up there. You see the points. Blake Reynolds, Jonathan Cutlip, just 4 points between them up at the front. Still the playoff picture wide open heading into this race at Gateway. It's a tricky track. It's a driver's track. Both ends of the track very different, so I'm looking forward to some interesting racing tonight.
Absolutely. We're getting down to nitty gritty here. Only a couple of races remain for the start of the playoffs. Qualifications have just wrapped up, and here is your starting lineup. Front row is Matthew Weeks, joined by Brandon Wilkinson in the 26, Tyler Fody in the 40, and Tate Lytle in the 56 on row 2. The 90 is Scott Crump in the 42, Ryan Borges, row 3. Jonathan Cutlip in the 5, and Tommy Ryan in the 66, row 4. Chad Field and the Leighton Norgard rounding out the top 10. Jeff Green and Thomas Coonan round out the first page. So Wadsworth and Blake Reynolds, our point leader, row 7. Jay Connor, Gerald Campbell, row 8. Gene Racimus, Jacob Adams, row 9. Jeff Ryan, Seth Rawls rounding out the top 20. Paul Mikolajczyk, who is leading the rookie standings so far, and Cale Pocock in the 7, row 11. Josh Adams, 22, and Joe Francis in the 55, round out page 2. Frank Fody, Michael Hossack, Connor Thompson, Dave Carpenter, Sean Judson, and Gavin Higgins, top 30. Kurt Gibson, Mark Robilas, Trey Eidson, Dustin Gore, Casey Hatch, Dominic Wright, and Harrison Talon round out the field. Worldwide Technology, of course, is one of our top sponsors here at the Elite Racing League, so it's always a big deal whenever we come here, whenever this track is on the schedule. Still waiting for everyone to grid. And is it me, or did Jonathan Cutlip reverse a little bit?
I think a couple of them did. I don't know if there's a slight descent as they release the handbrake and they just roll backwards a bit. That's interesting. Thankfully, there's some gaps between them. There's 37 of them out there, headed by Matthew Weeks, a past champion in the series, I believe. He's got a couple cup titles to his name as well, so a seasoned veteran, very familiar with pole position. I'm definitely not expecting full green flags with this many cars turning up. We're getting to the crunch of making the playoffs, and it's at a track like Gateway, which is by no means a cookie cutter. It's narrow, it's quick, it's challenging, and it's completely different at two different ends of the track, and you also have to shift. So this is going to be a real driver's track. It's going to be a real challenge. It'll be something to watch.
Absolutely. It's not going to be easy to save tires around this place. As the pace car get ready to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Matthew Weeks will lead us to the restart zone. And green means go. We are underway at Gateway. Good jump from Wilkinson on the outside. We barrel on down into turn 1. Wilkinson trying to hold on to that outside lane. The outside lane is going to be where you want to make your passes, and he's going to hold on to the lead because of it. Matthew Weeks about to lost second as well, and trying to hold on to third as Tyler Fody tries to run down and carry the momentum around that outside.
Yeah, not the best jump for Matthew Weeks. Brandon Wilkinson just had him on the reactions just by a hair, and Wilkinson's now taken off, had that advantage of the outside lane through 1 and 2. Nothing going really for Matthew on the inside. Still kind of trapped there. Is hoping to slide in between the Lake Norman teammates. Tyler Fotis got Crump, which he will not be able to do. Trying to squeeze Crump, trying to find a gap in the train. I don't think he's going to be able to. He's somewhat trapped there, getting freight trained on the bottom. He's gone from 1st to 5th in just a couple of laps.
Yeah, starting on the pole actually might have been a death sentence for Matthew Weeks. You know, like what we're seeing, that middle line is dominant when it comes to passing here. If you got that position on the outside, it's going to be very easy for you to make that move. So being stuck on the inside and having to have the even jump waiting for the green just absolutely did not do Matthew any favors. Brandon Weeks is starting to pull away from Tate Lyles. We see a lot of battles here towards the back, almost 3 wide. Our point leader, Blake Reynolds, trying to go around the outside of a few cars. Not the qualifying effort I think we would have expected from Reynolds.
Yeah, definitely not what we expect him to be. We'd expect him to be about 5 seconds in front of everyone already by now, but he's just sitting behind Ryan Borges here with Shift Esports. And that's Jeff Green and Jay Connor going toe-to-toe just in front of him behind the equally Ryan Leighton Norgard as that's Tate Lytle pulling into the pits early doors. Something gone wrong for the 56.
Yeah, no black flag or anything. That is very surprising. And Jonathan Cutlip asked what Tate's doing, and no answer from the 56, so very surprising here.
He's brought into his pit stall now. I don't know if we're going to see the jack go up. We are.
He said you're welcome
in text chat. Maybe the fuel numbers are telling Tate something that they're not telling anyone else, because he's going to go a lap down. He's in P37 right now.
And
he's not pulling away.
No, he's not. And again, still no black flag, so I'm going to say that's probably race over for Tate Lytle. So we see Wilkinson just pulling away now. 1 second advantage over Tyler Fody. We saw Wilkinson have a fantastic run at Myrtle. Sorry to cut you off, Will.
Oh,
so it's not surprising to see Brandon Wilkinson running well at a track like this. I think Brandon is much more of a short track guy, so makes perfect sense that 26 is absolutely hooked up here in the early going.
He definitely does, but I was just about to say my wonder, my potential concern is with him being over a second in front already, just 8 laps in. I do wonder if those tyres might be giving way a bit earlier than he'd want. He's using a lot right now, unless he's got some magical method figured out where he can go that pace and still save the tyre. I don't know if that rub's going to hang on for that long, but we've seen crazier things.
Yeah, I definitely share your worries, William, but the advantage that you get being a short track guy is you know how to take care of the tires. You build up a knowledge on how hard you can push while keeping the rubber under you. And you know, with this driving much more like a short track than you would think with this track being a mile and a quarter, I definitely think that short track experience will come in handy for Wilkinson. It's like you see Scott Crump, another short track guy, running a very convincing and commanding P3 right now. In fact, trying to work over Fody for P2.
They've spread out awfully quickly. Obviously, we've got the rather commanding lead for Wilkinson second and a quarter over Footy and Crump, and then a further second back to Weeks and Cutlip, Frankenfield in their own bubble. Back to 10th is nearly 4 seconds. So immediately a very big field spread that I said there might be a lot of green flag racing at the top of the show. I think with the way this field spread is going, I might stand corrected.
Yeah, he's continuing to pull away from 2. A little bit of side-by-side towards the back of the field. Golichik, Higgins trying to get by Jaden Racimus. Mikolajczyk to the inside of quite tell that is Thomas Coonan. Good battle so far, as we also see Reynolds battling with Ryan Borges. Borges still running the throwback Kyle Petty scheme.
Up into the top 10 now for Blake Reynolds for the first time tonight as well.
Yep,
so
he just cleared. Now Gerald Campbell to the inside trying to follow Blake through the 42. Now Jay Connor has his hands full with the 86. See, Mikolajczyk and Seam is still side by side.
They've been side by side for a long time now, and similar to Wilkinson, away from both of their tyres, they're both running more aggressively, obviously trying to get past and stay in front of the other. Racimus on that slightly higher line, slightly higher minimum speed through the corner is going to wear out that tyre a little bit more. Mikolajczyk not able to track out as much off the corner. He's putting more load on the right side tyres on exit. And as well as that, that's going to have more field spread because Higgins, Adams behind, they're all going to get packed up and everyone in front of them is just going to pull away when eventually this battle is settled. There'll be a big, big gap in front of whoever leads this train. But so far, they're still fighting over who that's going to be. Neck and neck into turn 1. Jaden trying to be late on the brakes. Mikolajczyk, though, with a short way around the corner. The outside line already starting to fade. Not as good as it was on the first lap.
Oh!
Mikolajczyk almost clear. Jaden tags the wall. We are still fighting.
Paul agonizingly close to clearing that one. He might have it done now. He's clear for the moment. And he will clear. And Gavin Higgins almost cleared Racimus. He will clear, in fact.
I think Jaden might have hit the wall again. Loses out to Adams as well. Nearly.
Yeah, that one is really starting to fall down. Reynolds to the outside of Jay Connor, getting another one. Jay trying to hold, nothing he could do. 86 up to 9.
Yeah, I think this is the part of the race where when Blake either qualifies out of position or elects to start near the back, this is the sort of point in the race where we see him start to pick off everyone in the top 10, top 5, get up to the leaders and start to have a bit of fun with them. Next on his list is a Leighton Norgard running very tidily in position 8, but I think he's going to be looking in a rear view mirror and probably realises he won't be holding on to that for much longer unless he can find something to propel that car forward at the same rate that Blake's car is. But right now, I don't think anyone on the track has anything for him.
Yeah, I wager you're right. Meanwhile, Fody and Crump starting to catch up to Wilkinson a little bit. Down 2/10 from what we saw the last time we were looking at this battle. Wilkinson, he might have stretched the gap back. Yeah, almost almost a full tenth back on that time. Far current start, a little bit of contact with Cody as well. Tyler able to stretch it a little bit. Meanwhile, Borges and Connor battling for the last spot in the top 10. Borges almost had him clear, but Jay fight back on the outside.
Still waiting to see which line is better this time around. I think the inside is more and more coming into it the more that right front tire begins to wear. Borges not quite clear. Campbell now entering the fray. I think he saved his tyres well here. He's coming up to the back of these two as well, looking to get into the top 10 himself for the first time tonight.
Well, I think Gerald was even considering taking it 3 right there. Looking at the body language of that 31. Borges, though, not able to win the battle over Connor, and in fact, he loses the spot to Gerald Campbell as well. Oh no! Apparently his screen froze a little bit. That's what cost him the position. That is some awful luck for Ryan Borges right there. See Racimus battling. Trying to hold off Frank Fody here. Yeah, not many battles right now. Closest one is this battle for the last spot in the top 10. Ryan Borges now has to get back to it and gain what he lost from that screen froze.
Campbell's now managed to work his way in between Jay Connor and Ryan Borges in this battle for 10th, so I think he's got some real pace in this section of the race. We're about a quarter way through, nearly lap 23 of 108. And he's coming up to the back of Jay now. Borges still hanging with him, not a massive pace differential at this moment, but I think Campbell will start to come to his own in a few laps here.
You're probably right about that. Borges already all over the rear of the 31 again. Oh, here it goes. Blake Reynolds to the inside of Tommy Ryan.
Ryan doesn't even fight it. Not his fight right now, Blake Reynolds. So 7th now for Blake. Next on his list will be Chad Frankenfield. Not as easy of a car to pass by any stretch of the imagination. We'll see how Reynolds does getting to the 15. I've just heard an engine blow up. I think that might have been Tate Lytle, who has been sitting idle in the pits this entire time. So the 56 definitely done, if he wasn't already.
Yep, you are correct. Unfortunate for idle Tate Lytle. Thank you, he'll be here all week. Puns.
What I've noticed as well is Tyler 30 has started to close back in on Brandon Wilkinson. So I think my concerns might just be coming to fruition here for Brandon, unfortunately, I should say. He's still been in the green a couple of laps, so you can see here, third of a 10th there, a 10th there, a 10th there, even that lap, 0.02 quicker. But over the course of the last 15 laps, that gap we saw was as high as 1.3 seconds. It's half that. We're at 6/10 now behind Brandon Wilkinson, and we look through the windshield of Tyler Foote. We can just see that Golden Brew coffee car getting just a little bit bigger in our windshield, lap after lap after lap. So I think Tyler Foote is just going to be biding his time now, as is Scott Crump and Matthew Weeks. So I think all realise that they are catching Brandon Wilkinson all as a collective. And I think Brandon Wilkinson's going to kind of be looking over his shoulder, maybe taking notes for if there is another restart to think, okay, let's call the Jets this time. I'd definitely bind them up this time. He's now hoping for a yellow before Foote gets past him, so they're all on 4 tires again. They can reset and he can try and save a little better this time round.
Yeah, but catching them is one thing, past them is another. We've seen all night long that it's not gonna be easy to get that pass done. See Francis side by side with Trey Eidson. Well, here we go. Blake to the inside of Chad. Chad has the position on the outside, but it matters not. Blake gets the pass done easy. Now Blake trying to track down second in points. Nothing cut limp as Chad almost got the wall off of 2. Borges battling with Gerald. Gerald is sideways. What a save by Gerald Campbell. Oh my goodness. Oh, now Gerald battling with Adams, and here's Wadsworth joining the fray as well. Ooh. Wow, that sure got exciting. As now 4 positions lost for Gerald Campbell as he's trying to get his bearings back after what should have been a wreck, but one of the best saves you'll see all season. Gerald going full dirt track through 3 and 4 is Jacob Adams, Jeff Green battling. I think Jacob might have got a little bit of help up towards the wall from Jeff Green. Now that's going to cost Jacob Adams a whole lot. 3 to be exact once Coonan clears, which he will off of 4. See Eidson battling with Frank Foote and Jaden Razimus. Trey will get Frank and we'll try to send it off into 3 to try to get the 1. And almost Jaden trying to hold on. He cannot. Trey Eidson up to P21. Coonan and Campbell now battling. Coonan making some good speed through the center of the corner, and he's going to get Gerald fairly easily. Gerald looking to maybe pull a crossover. Sends it on down. Gerald is actually pitting. Gerald Campbell, first one to pit. Ooh! Jacob Adams hard into the wall. Now here we go, battle for the lead. Tyler Foote looking to the inside of Brandon Wilkinson.
And this is roughly when I expected, a third of the way through the race now, when this battle would begin to start. And it's starting, as you can see, at the perfect time, because there's stage points on the line. 10 for the winner, 1 for 10th, and of course distributed in between. And of course a playoff point is on the line as well, and that can only be of the utmost importance at this point in this point of the season.
Absolutely, and we're coming only 4 laps to go before that stage end. Fody going up high a little bit, trying to get the momentum off the corner. Fody continuing to heat up the rear of this 26. Fody definitely going with a much more of an aggressive diamond line. What will be working for that Camaro. Now, Crump is all over the both of them. 2 laps to go in stage 1. We do still not quite close enough to make a move here. Oh, Big Sen looking to the outside from Tyler Fody. Wilkinson going as defensive as he can. Here we go. 1 lap to go in stage 1. Fody looking to the inside of the 26. What does Wilkinson have on the outside? Fody sends it off down into the corner with the slide job. Wilkinson jumping down for the crossover. Fody's going to have all that speed off a corner exit, and he's going to have the position. Nothing Wilkinson can do. He's going to maybe try one more set to the inside. Can't do it. Not close enough. Fody's going to hold on to this lead, and he's going to hold on to this stage win. Stage 1 goes to Tyler Fody. The tires gave up just at the end for Brandon Wilkinson. Is now pit road is a very busy place. Here's Seth Rawls down. Connor Thompson as well. Couple shift cars. Makes you wonder when the lead shift car of that 26 will make his way down. Fody starting to stretch the gap now. Another one down, like Jacob Adams. We saw that 28 having some struggles there the last few laps. Not necessarily of his own doing either. Meanwhile, we got a big battle for P3. Crump side by side with Weeks. And Blake right behind Matthew trying to follow him through. Matthew Weeks takes back over P3. And Blake is just about to maybe clear the 90 as well. But Scott hold and serve on the outside. Blake's got him clear for now. And looking to the inside of the 11. Crump down to P5. Now Matthew has his mirrors completely full of Blake Reynolds. Tyler Fody just about half a second ahead of P2 Brandon Wilkins already. Blake looking to the outside of the 11. He's going to have the position. And he's going to be there. Blake's got the momentum, and he just sails right on by that 11. Matthew going to try to fight on the inside. Whoa, it's closer than we think. Side by side off of the corner, but it's all she wrote. Blake up into P3 and now immediately trying to send it on Wilkinson, take over second spot. Brandon's got the favorable position on the outside, but Blake about half a car ahead. Sends it on down into turn one. A little bit of a baby slide job. Not quite closing, but now he shuts the door. Blake Reynolds up into second place. Now Scott Crump having to hold off Jonathan Cutlip, but here comes Gerald Campbell on the freshies. Now Brandon has pulled off the 11 now. Ooh, just barely shuts the door in Weeks' face right there. Again, here comes Gerald on the fresh tires, trying to get his lap back. Weeks will let him by, and I imagine Brandon Wilkinson will do the same, although Wilkinson loose off of turn 2. That's going to help Gerald. That's going to help Matthew Weeks as well. Matthew trying to follow Gerald through. He's going to be to the inside of Wilkinson. Oh, Wilkinson trying to shut the door. Oh! Matthew leaning on the corner panel of that 26. But he has to just tuck back behind now. Oh, Wilkinson going to the inside. I think he might be bringing it down. Nope. Just a business decision letting Matthew go by. While Leighton Orgar brings it down. Crump trying his best to hold off Jonathan Cutlip. John's still going to be side by side with Crump as they go on into turn 1. Crump drives it in deep, clears the 5, but John going to have to run through the center. Oh, Scott hits the wall, but does not help Cutlip get a run. Oh, but look at the momentum from the 5 through the center of the corner. John just able to carry so much speed. But Scott Crump with some absolutely incredible defending here.
Might have the run here though, off the corner. Might look downstairs into turn 3, see if Crump chooses to block. Cutlip pushing. Crump does miss the corner slightly, but gets it turned, gets it rotated. Still stays in front.
Meanwhile, battle for the lead. Blake is all over the rear Tyler Fody. Blake just hangs a left, diving down to the curbing, trying to get the run, but not going to work so far.
He's just waiting for his moment. Still got half the race to go. He's waiting, biding his time.
He sure is. Meanwhile, looks like Justin Wadsworth is going to be bringing the 6 down. See, that might be Gibson on pit road as well. Here he goes, Blake, side by side with Tyler Fody. Engine forward off of turn 2. Fody's got that momentum, though. He's got the preferred line, but Blake is still hanging. Still right there on the quarter panels. We go to the inside, going to 3 and 4. Tyler still hanging on to that race lead. Mark making a big maneuver to get out of the way of the race leaders. Appreciate that from Mark Rabilas, although that was a bit scary to watch.
Thought he might have spun for a second, but
right?
Did a good job keeping it clean with the race leaders, and the race leaders themselves keeping it fairly clean between them for now. No need for bumpers and banging just yet. We're barely halfway through. Blake Reynolds aggressively into turn 3, a bit of a bounce off the curve. Foti gives the room, Foti's going to have to run, and he'll just fend off Blake again for one more assault. Blake will pull back into the draft right about now, but may look to just dive straight back in. Not quite. Foti has it covered.
Ooh, Tyler almost gave Blake the lane he wanted. Blake just not able to take advantage of it. Here we go, Matthew Weeks on pit road. Thomas Coonan as well. Dave Carpenter also on pit road. Oh, race leader Tyler Foti bringing it down.
And that's pivotal as well, because obviously he's going to have a slight undercut on Blake Reynolds. So even if Blake Reynolds were to pit next time...
Oh my goodness. Wow. Kurt Gibson. Oh, 88 just gets loose off of the corner. And that's going to bring it out. Alrighty, well, we're going to take this opportunity to get our first break in, so we'll be back shortly.
Now let's hear about Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing picker. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are at the Worldwide Technology Raceway, and they are one of our premier partners. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, very close to the Gateway Arch. It features a 1.5 mile, 25 mile oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity Series and Craftsman Truck Series, and the NTT IndyCar Series. A 2-mile infield road course used by Speed Tour Trans Am, SCCA, and Porsche Club of America. A quarter-mile NHRA-sanctioned drag strip that hosts the annual NHRA Mission Food Drag Racing Midwest Nationals event. And the Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. Back to you guys.
Alrighty, we are just about to be 1 to green here. And boy, that really shakes things up. You see, Tyler Fody was able to stay on the lead lap and is going to restart P2. Gerald Campbell on the fresh-ish tires, I suppose, is also staying out.
Not fresh now.
Yeah, that's why it's fresh-ish since he has some laps on them. So it's going to be interesting here. He's going to choose the outside. Be interesting to see how good of a jump Gerald's going to get on those slightly used tires. As we see the pace car getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Gerald Campbell is going to lead us to the restart zone. Green means going. We're back underway at Gateway. Even jump for Tyler Fody. Fody sends it on down into the corner, slides up a little bit. He's going to clear Gerald, and everyone starting to line up behind the 31. We're going to be 3 wide entering 3. Crump, Wilkinson, Campbell, oh boy. Oh, big momentum through the center for Brandon Wilkinson. Wilkinson and Crump get by. Cutlip, Borges. Gerald really starting to plummet through the field right now. Jay Connor hanging the left, jumping down to the inside. The 31. Oh, he's going to be making it 3 wide on Ryan and Campbell. Ooh. Oh, he's still side by side. Oh, I think someone might have got the wall. Gerald now falling down to P12. Green and Eidson side by side behind Gerald. They're both going to get by. Ooh, almost 3 wide. Hossack was looking. Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead. Fody and Reynolds. Blake trying to get by, retake the lead of this race. Fody holding on, but how long can he hold on? I don't think he's going to be able to hold on any longer. He's still hanging on the outside, the 86. Blake trying to slide up just that little bit. Almost, not quite. Tyler's still there. Still side by side. Blake not any closer to clearing. Although I say that now, and he will. Blake Reynolds takes the lead again. See Tyler looking to the inside. And they get the crossover. Blake hangs on and will likely start to pull away now.
Some bad news coming from the 15 camp as well. Chad Frankenfield, he is reporting some high engine temperatures. We saw that stack up on the restart. Gerald Campbell went a little bit later in the zone. Obviously, as is his prerogative, he can go whenever he likes. And obviously, the later he chose to go in the zone, everyone was trying to time it, inch forward every little bit. And they had that little stack up, and you'll see just slightly that bonnet is caved in on the front of that 15, but that is enough. He is generating some high oil and water temperatures, and I think he might be reporting to pit road sooner than he would hope.
Yeah, that is absolutely unfortunate for the 15. Jeff Green working over Josh Adams. Super close off a 2 with the 2 and the 22. Might be going crazy too with all these 2s.
92, 2,
Wow.
22, 24. All on top of each other, coming out of turn number 4, heading into turns 1, and you'll never guess, turn number 2. Car number 2 in front of car number 22 by just a couple of bumper lengths. But it's car 22, Josh Adams, who's going to just about have the advantage. Michael Hossack looking to potentially push that Juicy Spider forward through, and does. Jeff Green not with the best exit, loses 2 positions in one go into turn 3, and has Frank Foti for company, fighting towards the back end of the top 10, top end of the top 20.
Yeah, the 2's a little bit broken up right now. Jay Connor trying to hold off the 66. All of them are starting to line up behind the ailing 15 car.
He's not feeling much performance reduction. Definitely hurting on the straight, some drag for sure. It's something of a parachute, but his main concern really is just watching those dash gauges. His engine is going to start running a little bit hot. He's already said it is. When that temperature gets to around maybe 270, 280 degrees Fahrenheit, that's the point where you have to call it quits and come in and get it serviced, because that is the point where it could theoretically expire on you and then you are done for the day. So he's hoping that his engine can do the next 37 laps without any dramas, relatively speaking, and that he can scratch and claw to a halfway decent finish. But he would love a caution just to get that thing serviced and at least have it running cool without losing too many positions in the pits. But he must definitely keep an eye on that gauge, because the last thing he wants is to blow up in the middle of the track.
With all these cars behind him.
Exactly.
Jay trying to see if he can get any sort of position on the 15. Chad doing a great job holding him off and holding everyone out bay behind him. Jay shipping it down into turn 1.
Everyone's going to be increasingly desperate to get past Chad Frankenfield now as well, because they know he's ailing, and the more time they spend behind him, the more time they're losing to everyone in front of them, and they're losing the chance to catch 6th place Ryan Borges and company up in front. Connor shuffles Chad Frankenfield out of the way. Frankenfield's still holding strong on the outside, but now that he has a nose in before the corner, you'd have to imagine this is slowly going to become a bit easier for Jay Connor. Chad drove it in really, really hard into turn number 1 there. I don't think that was the best course of action. Connor going to almost self-clear. Going to try and squeeze out the 15. We'll do the same rodeo again into turn 3. It's Jay Connor late on the brakes, and a little bit of shoulder rubbing there as Frankenfield tries to pinch low. Ryan now trying to follow his way through, and does. Chad down to 9th.
Yeah, but not quite. He's still hanging on the quarter panel of the 66 on the. Now Tommy's gonna clear it. Here comes Gavin Higgins.
Gavin with a proper send there, very late on the brakes.
Absolutely, and now those temperature issues are going to get a lot worse. It was one thing when Chad had all that clean air, but now that he's going to be behind some cars, taking all that dirty and hot air from everyone else, it's not going to help those temps at all.
And then this is the point where it's going to start getting a lot more difficult for Chad to keep all these guys behind. Once one gets through, that puts you off the optimum line because you're trying to hold them back. In that time, everyone else is now setting up their move on you. Ryan, Higgins, now Eidson, Mikolajczyk next. Thankfully, Chad's got some breathing room. He might be able to stop the bleeding for a little while. But it won't be long before Mikolajczyk is starting to smell the blood in the water. And he'll be looking for a move next, potentially in as little as potentially the next corner with a good runoff for here.
Absolutely. See battle here between Pocock, Racimus, and Matthew Weeks.
What's Weeks doing back here? He was on pole. Come on, Matthew.
Yeah, I imagine he had to take a wave around. He just pit a few laps before that caution came out.
Yeah. That pit cycle has shuffled the field massively and has really, really hurt some guys. I think Matthew Weeks probably chief among them in terms of notability. Started on pole, dropped to 5th early doors with really not being able to get that inside line to work, but he still had some very, very good pace. No doubt potentially could have come through the field later on in the running. But back up towards the battle around Chad Frankenfield, his ailing Ford now has succumbed to Paul Mikolajczyk, and he'll definitely have a bit of breathing room now because there's some infighting in this train, and it's the 2s all over again, the 2 and the 22, Jeff Green and Josh Adams fighting for position out of 3 and 4, and still nothing to separate them as they cross the line, just under 30 laps to go.
2 versus 22, 2 Electric Boogaloo.
It's a game of 2s, isn't it?
2s are wild.
There we go. We can do this all night, can't we? Or are we doing a bit too much?
Nonsense. It's never too much.
Too much?
Never too much.
See 22 trying to get by the 15. No 2s on the 15 because Chad doesn't like fun.
Yeah. He knew this joke would come eventually. Can't make a pun at the number 15, really.
Nope. Chad's still able to hold them off. Josh Adams doing everything he can to get by that 15. Great defensive driving from Frankenfield.
Going to get very congested around Chad as well, with Josh Adams still trying to get past Jeff Green as well. Frank Vogt and Michael Hossack are fighting behind them as Jeff Ryan, Thomas Coonan. Everyone is really starting to fight hard, trying to A, get past Chad, B, find their own rhythm in this gaggle caused by the ailing Chad trying to hang on for anything that he can. He has now been passed by Josh Adams. Jeff Green will presumably want by him soon, but just a little further up the road, this is for P9, Gavin Higgins and Troy Eidson, and soon to be Paul Mikolajczyk.
Yeah, you see, ooh, got real close between these two off of turn 2. Meanwhile, a little bit earlier, Matthew Weeks was voicing his displeasure with Thomas Coonan.
Finds himself still side by side with Jeff Ryan. Back in the outside, and
calamity, we got a caution. Oh, 14 in the almost near the inside wall. Music to the ears of Chad Frankenfield. Fortunate for Casey Hatch right there. Alrighty, well, see what comes from the pit strategy. You see Tally going to the 14. Take this moment to take a break, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Now let's hear about Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pick group. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
Alrighty, and we are back and getting ready to get to 1 degree here. Gonna have, oh, would you look at that? We're gonna have 22 laps to go.
At the end of caution number 2.
Oh, you can't make that up, folks at home.
It's perfect. I think the racing gods must have known, or maybe Casey just knew, decided to have a little arm itch coming out of turn 4. Just have that little perfect moment for us.
As you see, race leaders Tyler Fody and Scott Crump. Did they take 4 tires or 2 tires?
The two in the front took 2 tires.
Okay, interesting.
Cody and Crump. Everybody else down to Wadsworth and Leighton Norgard took.
So about to see the difference, whether the track position gain for them was worth it.
As Sarah's Tyler Fody will lead us to the restart zone. Greening's going. We're back underway at Gateway. A huge jump for the 40. Here goes Blake, sending it off to the inside. Look at the rate of speed.
He wants to see these guys off immediately. He knows that...
Almost big contact in the back. Now we're wrecking. Jeff Green and the late Norgard, but we're staying green. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Major calamity. Chaos. Okay, now the caution finally came out. Mother of mercy. Oh, that took out like half the field. My goodness gracious. boy.
This is back
So-
toward the beginning of it here. Let me move up the field.
Yeah, it looked like it started with Tommy Ryan, who was sideways off of the corner, was having to save it for like half the straightaway. Then Hossack gets into the 2, which sends him down into the 12. And then Weeks gets into Hossack, which sends him down into Pocock. He's still sliding, trying to gather, and that's when all hell breaks loose. Oh boy. A lot of cars with damage. 25 on pit road for repairs. Romble 2 right here. Oh! Jeff almost got away with it, just being that side-to-side contact with Norgard. But then saw Mark Robiles. Mark had a lot of damage. That 99 car was smoking something fierce. And oh!
It was okay till he got turned on the inside there, back of Cale Pocock.
And a little bit of the wall for good measure too, don't forget. Oh man. Jeff Green and Mark Robiles have officially retired from the race. Dom Wright with a lot of damage to the 43. Alrighty, well, we are now coming to green. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn on a pit road. And Tyler Fody will once again lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at Gateway. Good jump from Fody. A good jump from Crump. That's going to help Crump try to stay alongside the 86. In theory, but it doesn't. Blake will clear the 90 easily, and now Wilkinson trying to join him on that front. They're side by side as we go into 3. Wilkinson still there. And looks like he might. Oh no, Jake Connor going around. Oh, and this is going to be another big one. Wadsworth turned to the inside. Massive contact into the 92. Oh my lord, we got another track blocker. Oh, mother of mercy. Oh my goodness. See, Jay, little sideways, got a little contact from Frank Fody. Round goes 9 and absolutely nowhere for anyone to go. Oh, Josh Adams, Disty Door, Wadsworth gets turned by the 42. Gerald plows into the 92. Mother of mercy. Trey Eidson got launched. See damage to the 15, the 3, the 28 might have some side damage. Jade Racimus might have survived. Oh, goodness me. Another major calamity here. Good gracious. Man, the wheelbase of that 92 probably got chopped off by a good 6-7 inches. Trey Eidson might as well be driving a Mini Cooper at this rate. Whew. At this rate, the two-tire call might be working out fantastic for Tyler Fode if we keep getting these major calamities.
Oh, those tires look like they're locked up to me. Dad's saying Gerald wasn't holding his brakes, but I don't see his tires when he's sideways. I don't see his tires right there. Then it looks like they're locked. And then he gets hit by Wadsworth that sends him back down. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we are getting ready to head back green. Pace car makes a hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Tyler Fode will once again lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at Gateway. Massive jump from Crump into Fode. They're going to shove each other past Blake. Oh, Scott goes high a little bit, giving Blake an opportunity to get to the inside. This is going to cost Blake some time trying to get past the 90 again. Tally going to Jay Connor for that last calamity. See Blake, bit of a slider on Crump, and he will get by. Now he's going to try to run down the 40 once again as we're 3 wide towards the back. Racimus, Campbell, and Jacob Adams. Oh, car in the heart into the outside wall. I think that was Campbell. Gerald fight with Dusty Door. Both cars have seen better days. You see Blake Reynolds all over the rear. Tyler Fode. Wilkinson trying to work on getting by the 26. He's not quite clear again. Whoa, there's Blake. He's got the position around the outside. I don't know if there's anything Fode can do to hold him off. He will. Great defense from Fode, able to clear him again. Now Blake jumps to the inside. Sends the 86 down into the corner. Can't quite do the slider. He's about halfway ahead, but Fody's still going to have position on the outside. Still stay side by side. Fody just barely has the nose on the corner, but not anymore. Blake's going to clear. Blake Reynolds back up into the lead with 10 laps to go here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
There's nothing much really Footy can do at this point. He's got a slight tyre disadvantage, and that's showing already. Blake Reynolds 3/10 clear. Wilkinson bearing down on the 40 himself. Cutlip, Ryan all in the picture as well. This is coming up Reynolds right now. I think Brandon Wilkinson smells that this really... The chance at beating Blake dwindles away every corner he stays behind Tyler Footy. So he's looking to get this move done as soon as is humanly possible. 9 to go.
Absolutely. Fody gave it his best shot with the 2-tire call, but doesn't look like it's going to work out as Wilkinson tries to take second off of him.
And he's just about hanging on to the left rear. I think he is not quite there. We'll see if he dives low this time. Nothing going. He's going to run just a little bit higher. Little higher minimum speed and then cut down near the curb. Try to get the run on foot. I don't think that quite worked. He lost a bit of time in the mid-corner. Gets a little bit loose. He's got Cutlip to worry about now behind him. 2/10 between himself and Footy, and I think that might be his last chance of potentially having a shot at Blake Reynolds. This is now the fight for P2. Blake Reynolds just needs to keep it pointing in the right direction. He's got this in the bag, but of course anything can and likely will happen if this last quarter of a century elapse is anything to go by. Brandon Wilkinson still trying to find a way past the widest Chevrolet he's probably ever seen.
Absolutely. Fody doing a great job holding on to second here. Now Wilkinson's going to have Jonathan Cutlip to worry about. Still not close enough for a move is the 26. Tommy Ryan on the scene trying to see if he can steal another position or two. See battle for the last spot in the top 10 between Seth Rawls and Matthew Weeks. Weeks sends it on down into the corner, and he's almost got set cleared. He does. Weeks will recover to the top 10 so far. See battle between Jaden Racines and I believe Frank Fody towards the back of the field. Ooh, good battle with Higgins and Ryan too. A little bit of contact between the two as they got off of 4. Ryan fighting on the top side to hold off the 20, but Gavin is really making the inside work well. Oh, Tommy Ryan going way high. Might have been a bit of contact between the two. Tommy Ryan not happy about it. Here's Crump and Jacob Adams battling side by side. The 2-tire call not working out nearly as well for Crump as it is for Fody. We got 2 laps to go here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Blake Reynolds is just walking away as these 3 continue to battle. Weeks trying to get a couple more spots for the road. From such a great job holding that outside. Nothing Jacob Adams can do. We hop back on to our race leader. Wasn't the qualifying we expected from Blake Reynolds. Started well out of the top 10. Started way back in the 14th spot, but you know what? This is absolutely the performance we expected. Off of turn 4, coming to the checkered. Blake Reynolds will win at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Oh, and there's big contact between the 28 and the 90 coming to the checkered. Wow. 3 wide coming off of 4 weeks. Adams and Crump. A little contact. Jacob Adams going across the line in reverse. Those 2 looking like Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin for a minute. Alrighty. Well, we'll go ahead and get through our final race results. Your race winner, of course, is Blake Reynolds, Tyler Fody, and Brandon Wilkinson. Jonathan Cutlip and Gavin Higgins round out the top 5. Paul Mikolajczyk, Tommy Ryan, Matthew Weeks, Seth Rawls, and Jacob Adams, top 10. Scott Crump, Leighton Norgard, Jaden Racimus, Frank Fody, Thomas top, Joe Francis, Josh Adams, Harrison Talon round out the page. Ryan Borges, Casey Hatch, top 20. Connor Thompson, Trey Ides, Sean Judson, Justin Dorr, and Cale Pocock, the top 25. Michael Hosick, Gerald Campbell, Kurt Gibson, Dave Carpenter, and Chad Frankenfield, top 30. And some odds were Jeff Ryan, Connor, Jeff Green, Mark Robilis, Dom Wright, and leave one more rounding out. Tate Lytle.
Forgot?
Ran 4 laps. Well, a lot has happened in the last 108 laps, you know. Oh, anyways, what a heck of a finish that ended up being.
Got Brandon. Bring him up.
Yes, sir. Brandon Wilkins, James Booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Alrighty, well, take us through it. Looked like you about well dominated all the way first stage up until the last lap of the stage there.
Yeah, I just kind of got off strategy a little bit there. You know, I got out to a lead, and I knew Tyler was saving, and I kind of went a little bit too hard to start and paid for it on the flip. But I was trying to win the stage, and I thought he was really going to have to work hard to get there. But I slipped up a couple times and kind of allowed him to get there. But yeah, definitely pleased. Once everybody leveled out there, I thought we were probably going to run 4th or 5th, and I was kind of confused on whether to take 2 or 4 tires, but I didn't want to be the second one there on 2 tires. So we just chose to take 4, and obviously it worked out.
Yeah, obviously we saw you fight hard with Fody trying to get that second place spot. Is there anything you think you might have done differently to get by the 40?
just not be overconfident. I thought I could get him the longer the run went, but we evened out the longer the run went, and dirty air became a little bit more evident. But yeah, I mean, I definitely could have got him in the first 3 or 4 laps, but I was scared of another caution. Just being the second car, the outside car on a restart is really really hard. You end up too wide with the second row half the time because the leader has such an advantage now with the restart deal. So I was kind of scared to pass him because I didn't want to gain one to lose two, if we got another caution. So I was a little overconfident there and thought I was able to get him, and I was going to wait till about 2 or 3 to go, and just didn't have it. So it's all good. It was a good run. I was going to have to move him to finish second, and I didn't want to finish second that bad. So we'll take it. It's a great points night. It gives us a really big buffer going into the plate race here before the cut line for the playoffs, and should be able to try to help my teammates as best as possible.
Absolutely. What are you looking forward to for next week's race? How do you think that's going to go?
Yeah, I think I think it's really close to make the playoffs, and there's some really really good guys that haven't won yet. So we'll see.
Alrighty, well, great run for you tonight, Brandon. Any sponsors, plugs, shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, just thank everybody at Shifty Sports. It's a really really good group to race with. We push each other pretty hard to be better every week, and it's a pretty enjoyable experience. So yeah, all my teammates, Josh, Connor, Jacob, Trey, Ryan, Seth, for bringing us all together. SR Designs, Golden Brew Coffee Company for coming on board this year. It hasn't been quite the year we wanted, but it's looking to pick up here before the playoffs, and we got some good tracks coming up. So we'll try to take advantage and execute as best we can.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Brandon. Hopefully, we're talking to you again next week.
Yeah, 10-4. Thank you guys.
All right, there's third place finisher, Brandon Wilkinson, and now let's talk to our runner-up, Tyler Fody. James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, another good run for you. We were able to just get Brandon there at the end to take the stage one win. Obviously, I assume you were saving the tires pretty well there towards the beginning of stage one.
Yeah. I was, and then I started going. I was trying to pass him for probably over 10 laps, to be honest. It was just so difficult to try and set a run up with the tires where they were. I knew I had maybe like a tenth better, if that, but it was just so difficult to try and set it up, and got position on him. And yeah, I was counting the laps down too, right there on the white flag for the stage. Just kind of threw it in there, but that was fun. Yeah, fun working it over and getting the stage win.
Yeah, and obviously you made the 2-tire call trying to get the lead back. Do you think there was anything more you could have done trying to hold off Blake at the end?
No, not without wrecking. I once we had passed Brandon earlier in the race and kind of were doing our thing. I was just waiting really for Blake to get to me and pass me, and then I was gonna pit. Um, and he had got to me, and I saw Weeks pit the lap before, and so then I pit. Luckily, got a yellow right as that happened, and just got back out in front, so I was able to keep the lead on Blake there with the new tires, and held him off for a little bit, and then yeah, once he got by me, we were pretty much just set on trying to be second. And with that late yellow, I figured, what the heck, let's try and win this thing and go for 2 tires again. Which seemed to work for maybe 2 or 3 laps, but it was a handful. I don't think I could have done anything else. With having the 4 tires that he had, he was able to pretty much go outside or inside, basically wherever I wasn't. So it was a losing battle. We were going to need another yellow or 2 and a shorter run there to make it interesting. But yeah, second was all we could get.
All right. Well, it was still a fantastic run for you tonight, being able to get the stage win and bring them to any sponsor plugs and shout outs you like to give.
Yeah, shout out to the teammates there, Scott and my dad. Tate was starting parking tonight. So yeah, shout out to all of them for showing up. I appreciate them trying the 2-tire strategy with me, kind of falling on the sword there for us all, but I know it hurt Scott in the end there, so I do regret that a little bit because he ran good all night, and then my dad got a 14th, so that was pretty cool to see him do that. But yeah, shout out to those guys for running with us, and shout out to Cutlip and JD Designs for painting all of our stuff, and shout out to you guys here, Dave, James, and William here for running the cameras, commentary, and doing the race control.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Tyler, and hopefully we're talking to you again next.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, there's our runner-up, Tyler Fody. Now time to talk to the man of the hour. Blake, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, another race, another win. Fantastic run for you tonight. First of all, take us through what happened in qualifying. You ended up a lot farther down the order than I think any of us would have expected.
Yeah, I just, Monday nights this race or the series starts an hour earlier than usual. So, from my knowledge, this is the only series that starts at this time slot. So I get home probably 5 minutes before qual. So I think I did one lap in the actual practice, and then my first laps were pretty much Q, going hard. So, yeah, and then I just used like the first 10 laps to learn the setup. I just kind of stayed where I was, and that ended up helping me save tires, and then I just kind of drove all the way up to the top 5 there, and I almost took the lead right after the stage ended. I think it was like lap 50 or something, but yeah, I thought if it had gone green, especially like after that first caution and the run we had after that, if it had gone green, I think I could have held that gap pretty handily. Feels good to win here, I gotta say. I really thought I had the win in Cup last week. I just one mistake on a restart let Stanley get by me, and that's all it took. So I'm glad I was able to get a win, and yeah, feels good.
Yeah, obviously we saw strategy come into play in the last couple restarts with Crump and Fody taking 2 tires. Were you worried, or were you thinking I can still get by?
I was thinking I could get by. It was just a lot of laps left, and this track, the lap times are long. So I think it was like 20 laps they were going to go on 2 tires if it had gone green. Obviously it didn't, but I was just like, yeah, I'll take this pretty easily in the next 5 laps or so. And then they wrecked, and then they wrecked, and then they wrecked again. So I was like, am I really going to run out of laps here? Because you know how it is. When the cautions keep coming, the track cools down, and it kind of just becomes hyper grip. Like, I'm pretty sure I ran the fastest lap of the race right when we took that first run to the end. That second or third lap, I went purple. So that's just how it is. And then when things get faster, it gets harder to pass because there's less wiggle room with the tire. So I was worried I was not going to be able to pass Fody, but we got the laps and I was able to, and then I just held my gap and cruised the win.
Yeah, just another fantastic performance tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you like to give?
Sure. Channel 199 Sim Racing. We got a big race tomorrow with Zach Novak in the Championship 4 for the Coke Series. So if you are bored tomorrow, go and watch that, please, and cheer on Zach. Track Racer Simulation, Racecraft Academy, Drink Machine Works. Shout out Paul Mikolajczyk for a 6th place finish. I have no idea where he started, but he was not in the top 10. So shout out to him. And you guys are putting this on, and yeah.
All right. Paul actually came back from 21st to finish. But yeah, great run for him. Great run for you, and amen to that. But we appreciate you, Blake, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yes, sir. See y'all.
All righty. I believe that just about does us. First of all, William, what are your thoughts?
Well, it all came to life right at the end there, didn't it? It was a slow burn of those first 50 or so laps, with very, very little drama. We had Michael, you had photos thinking, am I going to go a lap down? Things like this. Pushing each other across the line backwards from wrecking out of 4. But
Fine, good.